this is $83.66 with free shipping. $83.66. And this is a bootleg of a bootleg. This is a bootleg of a bootleg. $83.66. Is this this is affordable? Alright guys, today we're continuing with the Dragon Ball figure recap. First of all, as usual, we'll cover official SH FIGUARTS news first, and then the third-party stuff after, okay? For those of you who weren't here like last week or the week before, the newest thing that Instamashii is talking about, I guess that's not like explicitly showing figure images and stuff, is this pop-up tour. It is called the Dragon Ball Pop-Up Tour USA 2026, and it has 5 stops. It says first stop Illinois, second stop New Jersey, third stop Florida, fourth stop Texas, fifth stop California. More information will be coming soon. They haven't revealed anything else about this that I've seen. If I had to guess, I think they're probably gonna reveal a Super Saiyan 4 like adult Daima Goku, you know, but that's not confirmed. So this is all the way in February, you know, February next year. So still quite some time to wait. So yeah, no updates on that yet. Next, of course, the new Ultra Instinct Goku Limits Super Surpassed. They posted this on December 16th, and they said, like, you know, it's on sale at the Instamashii store now. So if you want to buy this Goku, you can buy it, okay? Like, I would say the face sculpts, obviously, they look better than the current UI Goku, but not such a drastic difference that I'm like, I need to get this Goku, you know? So, and I don't personally like shiny, pearlescent, transparent kind of stuff. So I know some people do. If you like it, then this is probably something you'd probably want, I guess, unless you don't want a 2.0, because it is a 2.0. So, all right. And then after that, they revealed the next newest thing. If you saw, like, you know, last Sunday's video, and of course, the whole reveal thing they did last week, they revealed a bunch of, like, you know, they revealed a new Bardock and a new Zarbon and Dodoria. Okay, so this is what the new Bardock looks like. It's a battle damage Bardock. I will say it's kind of crazy to me that Instamashii has the audacity to show this image and not include the effect piece. Like, seriously, why show this image? In fact, why not include the effect piece? Why not include it? You know, why not? Did the original Bardock have the effect piece? Let me see. So here we are on Instamashii web. Let's see. Yeah, the original Bardock had his effect piece, and in the new one, they have the gall to show this image and not include an effect piece, you know. But I mean, the figure, like, it looks pretty good, but it doesn't look $75 good. Okay, and I'm going to talk more about that in a minute. Okay, but first let's look at the images. Let's look at the figure. Looks pretty good, you know. If the price was lower, I'd say this is fantastic for the price, but for the price they're asking, this is not as good as it should be. And I have an entire video actually planned for tomorrow. It's gonna go live tomorrow at, I think, is it 3 p.m. Eastern. I have a whole video basically breaking down how much Dragon Ball SH FIGUARTS should actually cost, okay, and in opposition to the prices that they ask for these figures. And something else that's really weird to me, I don't know why I haven't seen many people mentioning this, probably like just like 2 or 3 people, I think, or one person, could be. Anyways, why is his why are his wounds brown? Why is this brown? I don't understand that. Why is this brown? Like, I'm really genuinely confused, and like, almost no one has even mentioned this. Is everyone just colorblind all of a sudden? Like, did everyone look at an eclipse and forget their sunglasses or whatever? Like, I don't understand this. Why is this brown? Why is it not red? The Genki Damatsuri Goku has red wounds, or, you know, red cuts and stuff. Why are these brown? I really don't get it. I know almost no one is saying anything about it. I don't understand that. But yeah, I mean, the figure looks pretty good. Not $75 good, but yeah, okay. Next image we have is this right here, standing straight up. Then we have this. I think this is when he was like getting ready to fly off of the planet. He was like, I will change the future, you know, that kind of thing.
I will change the future. I will not let it happen.
I think this is that. Then we have him here just like pose like he's gonna, like, I don't know, throw an energy blast or something. Then we have him flying here. So he has like this like windy hair, like, you know, going up in the air. So that's kind of cool, right? Then we have him here posed with the, like, he includes like a little baby Goku. So this is him posed with the baby Goku right here. And then last we have like the full array of accessories, okay? So if you want to see the baby Goku, I put the Dragon Ball there. So the accessories this includes, it has 5 face plates, 2 hair sculpts, 6 hands, and the baby Goku. This is not $75, okay? That's not $75 value. And so what I want to talk about really briefly is, it's going to be covered more in tomorrow's video as well, but I want to touch on it just a little bit here. The sculpt detail of SH FIGUARTS should be better than what it is for the prices that they ask, okay? This does look pretty good, but it doesn't look like jaw-dropping. And for $75, my jaw should be dropping, okay? Let's look at this. Look at this, right? SH FIGUARTS, at least in the face sculpts, should look like this. When you have a name like FIGUARTS, right? This is what I should be getting from Bandai for $75 for a Bardock. The face better look like this. That's what it should look like. That is what this Bardock's face should look like. But no, instead you get this kind of like, you know, plainish looking thing. You know, it doesn't pop, right? It doesn't pop with that like artistic flair. I want this from Bandai. For $75, the face sculpt should look like this. You could argue the body doesn't have to look like this, of course. I mean, that might be a bit much for the body to also look this fantastic, right? But in the face sculpt department, for $75, I want this from Bandai. I don't want this, okay? I don't want that for $75. For $75, I want this right here, okay? So that's all I'm gonna say about that right now. Tomorrow's video will cover this whole topic in more detail. I wanna show Doria and Zarbon as well. These are their accessories. The Doria has 4 head sculpts, an effect piece, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hands. Zarbon has like 4 face sculpts, 2 hair sculpts, or like, you know, ponytail and stuff. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hands, crossed arms. So I mean, like, they do have a good amount of accessories in a sense, but not for $80, you know? $80? No. And is $82.50 actually? No. So I'm 99% chance gonna pass on both the Bardock and these, because I mean, honestly, as you'll see more in tomorrow's video, things like Storm Arena and of course third-party Dragon Ball stuff have really opened my eyes even more than before to like just how insanely overpriced these are. Like $82.50 for that Dodoria? No. Okay. $82.50 for this Zarbon? Absolutely not. Okay. Even this Bardock, $75, then I gotta pay $10 shipping, then I gotta pay like say $5 in taxes. What's that, like that's like $90. You gotta pay like $90 for this. Absolutely flipping not. Okay, not buying it. Not happening. Not happening. If I find it for like a better price somewhere else at some point, then perhaps I'll think about getting it. But for $90, and this stuff is brown as well, and you're not giving me this. This is what I should be, for $90, I should be getting this, okay? But instead I'm getting this, so no. All these are like 99% chance passes for me, okay? Unless I find like a good price somewhere or something. So the next thing is, oh, and as far as the release dates, what are the release dates? We're gonna see the premium Bandai listings later for those, okay? The next Instamashii Instagram post thing, literally like this morning, I think, well, time like 14 hours ago it says, so I think that was earlier. Yeah, earlier this morning. Like, you know, they posted this on Instagram, and I mean, this is pretty obvious. It must be a new like 4th form Frieza. Okay, and it says SH FIGUARTS Super Saiyan Son Goku Fighter of Rage is currently open for pre-order, and orders close on January 4th, 2026. That intriguing silhouette, could it be? Stay tuned for more updates. So pretty obvious, they're making a new 4th form Frieza. If the price is reasonable, then I might want it. And by reasonable, honestly, I'd say if this is $50 or less, I think that would be kind of reasonable. It really should be a $35 figure or $38 figure or whatever. But if it's like 50 or less, I might be strongly inclined to get it, but we'll have to see. Okay, so yeah, and this is based on like they actually kind of like recreated a manga cover here. They have a different title though, so that's kind of weird. If you look here, this is the manga cover. This is the manga cover that it's based on. It is Dragon Ball Chapter 318, the Legendary Super Saiyan. You see Goku standing there, Frieza there. And this, I also want to highlight this again. I said it, I do want to touch on this again. Look at Goku here, right? And then look at the figure. Does the figure really strike you as like a breathtaking recreation of this? No, it doesn't. The figure has this kind of like, you know, plain, sort of basic look to it, you know? And then look at the manga art. Look at that. I want SH FIGUARTS to look like this. I want it to look like you literally took this manga cover, you pulled Goku out of the screen and made it an action figure. That's what I want from SH FIGUARTS. Not this. This is not what I want from SH FIGUARTS. I want this from SH FIGUARTS, okay? I want it to look like that. Exactly like that, but as an action figure. Okay, and I wanted to mention about the title. The title of this says Chapter 318, the Legendary Super Saiyan, right? So I don't know why they changed the name to the Universe's Bottomless Power instead of the original title. I don't know. Because yeah, I mean, even in the Japanese, it says the Legendary Super Saiyan, according to Kanzenshuu here. So yeah. All right, let's move on to Premium Bandai. Right now on Premium Bandai, as you would have seen last week, they currently have a deal going on where you get free shipping on in-stock orders, and it lasts from December 3rd to 28th. Orders $50 or more. And as I said last week, it really is unfortunate that you can't use this on pre-orders. If you could use this to get free shipping on Bardock or free shipping on the Fighter of Rage Goku, that'd be like, you know, better than the current prices, but it's only on in-stock orders. Okay, so it's kind of like Bandai takes 2 steps forward, 1 step back, right? They give you free shipping here, $50 or more, but only on the in-stock orders, which no one wants. Like, almost no one is going to be buying their in-stock orders from Premium Bandai because you have Amazon, you have Big Bad Toy Store, you got Toys in the Box, you got wherever else that usually have lower prices than Bandai on Premium Bandai and stuff like that, or they might have deals, or they might have free shipping, and you know, so people are like, I think people generally buy like these in-stock general releases from other places than Premium Bandai, you know, so offering free shipping might be their way of trying to compete with that a bit. They're trying to, like, I guess, compete with Amazon a bit, because like, why would you buy, let's say, this Gohan for $65 from Premium Bandai, then you got to pay the $10 shipping when you could get it with free shipping on Amazon, right? Like, why would you do that? So I guess they're trying to, you know, compete in that way, but I feel like people are probably so like acclimatized or used to buying these figures elsewhere. Like Premium Bandai, the only reason I would use Premium Bandai usually is if I was to place a pre-order or something, and I've actually never even placed a pre-order on Premium Bandai. That's the only reason I would ever go on Premium Bandai personally, is to buy a pre-order, you know? So I guess they're, you know, trying to make it a little better there. But yeah, they only have really, like, I mean, basically Goku's and Vegetas, then we have Bardock, who's kind of a Goku, Dodoria and Zarbon, and this Gohan here. $65 for that Gohan is absolutely insane. Okay, and you'll see a breakdown about that tomorrow. Okay, but let's look at this Fighter of Rage Goku. This is currently on pre-order, $65. Pre-orders close January 4th. Shipping, it says July 2026. Okay, so quite a bit away. Like, I think the figure looks good. Like, the figure looks good. It doesn't look like trash. You know, it's a good looking figure, but it doesn't look as good as it should for $65. Okay, this is like a $40 figure right here. This is not a $65 figure. This is like a $30 to $40 figure is what this really is. Okay, so it's massively overpriced, insanely overpriced. But if you want it, you know, it's here, $65. Okay, and you remember the free shipping coupon doesn't work on this, so you're gonna have to pay that $10 shipping, and you're gonna have to pay those taxes. So next we have Bardock here, $75, scheduled to ship August 2026. When the pre-orders closed is not revealed yet. Yeah, I mean, the figure looks good apart from this like brown stuff here, but as I said before, if you want $75, you better be giving me this. You better be giving me this for $75, okay? So yeah, or it has to be like absolutely stacked to the gills with accessories, one of the two. Okay, if it looks like this, then I need a gang of accessories. Okay, a gang of accessories. Here we have Dodoria and Zarbon, 165, 8250 per figure. Crazy. September 2026 is the scheduled shipping. And yeah, I mean, they have a lot of accessories, but not 8250. Okay, not 8250 each figure. No. Okay, but if you want it, it's there. Then we have the Super Saiyan 4 Son Goku Mini Daima, scheduled shipping December 2025. So if you pre-ordered this, you should be getting it like you should have already gotten it or should be getting it soon, you know, something like that. I did not pre-order this, as I mentioned last week. Like $70 for this little tiny thing, not happening. Okay, the effect piece does look pretty good, but to make it $70, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Not happening. I can tell you that right now. Not happening. Okay. So yeah, that's it for Premium Bandai and Instamashii. All right, now we're going to move on to Amazon. But before we do, I mentioned this last week, but I wasn't sure about all the details. So if you are 18 to 24 years old or student, you can get a 6-month free trial of Amazon Prime for young adults. Okay, link in the description for that, because some of you might not have Prime. You might see me say like free shipping and all that stuff, and you're like, I don't have Prime though. If you don't have it and you want it, free trial, 6 months, link in the description. So it seems that some of the Daima stuff is like starting to sell out as far as Amazon stock goes. This Daima Goku is still in stock, but it's not on sale anymore. You see here, ships from Amazon, sold by Amazon, $35.99. I mean, like that is like 5% off from the $38. So I wouldn't really consider that to be on sale, because they used to be $35 before Tamashii raised the price, right? So this is the best you can get from Amazon right now. The one here is being sold by Galactic Toys and stuff, but yeah, I usually try to buy from Amazon directly if I can. So that's why I try to prioritize showing you Amazon's listing of these things. Okay, but some of them do seem to be selling out. That one's still there, but not really on sale. The mini Goku, I think like Amazon's stock of this is completely gone. Like it's completely sold out. There's nothing here that says being sold by Amazon.com. Okay, so if you want to buy this one from Amazon, the website, you're not gonna be able to get it from Amazon directly. Okay, you got to go through like Cave Gamers or Toys in the Box or something. Okay, but yeah, so this was on sale for like crazy prices for a while, like $24 and stuff, you know, Dragon Star's pricing, but now it's not really on sale anymore. Okay, then we have Daima Vegeta. Let's see if Amazon I don't think Amazon is selling this one either. So I think, oh no, they do. Okay, so this one's sold by Amazon right here, $34.95. Okay, so I mean the prices for this thing, you know, we're going like, you know, Dragon Star's price, like $25, that kind of stuff. So this is not really on sale anymore either. $34.95. That is what they were before Tamashii raised the price. So it wouldn't be much of a deal really, but if you want it from Amazon, you know, link in the description for all of these. Okay. Then we have this mini Vegeta. This one is being sold by Amazon. The listed price is $32.14, which is 15% off from the $38. So not much of a discount there. But on my Prime, I see this coupon price offer of $22.49. I don't know whether you'll see the same coupon offer that I see. Okay, $22.49. If you have that, that is basically Dragon Star's price, you know, that kind of level. So if you want this mini Vegeta, I'd recommend getting it sooner rather than later, because the fact that some of the Daima stuff is gone, they're not on sale as much as they were before. It's possible that Amazon is like getting down to their last bit. I don't know why these are not really like super on sale anymore, unless it could be like they're like, you know, taking a break from the sales and then like next week it'll be like $14. I don't know, but it might be better to buy this sooner rather than later if you want it, just in case Amazon ends up just like completely running out of stock. Because like as we saw with, let's see, was it this Vegeta? I think, yeah. Oh no, this one has Amazon stock. Mini Goku, yeah, Mini Goku's completely gone, so Mini Vegeta might be gone next. I don't know, so up to you. Then we have the like Daima Adult Piccolo. I don't think Amazon is selling this one anymore either, so their stock of that has sold out. Okay, they do have this Amazon resale here, but I've personally not heard the best things about Amazon resale, so do your own research regarding that. As I said, I usually try to purchase directly from just Amazon.com, not Amazon resale. But if you want it, I mean, the Daima figures, if you want them, now might be the time to get them rather than continuing to wait, because it looks like Amazon might be running out of stock of some of these things. Okay, then we have the mini Piccolo. This one is $46.82, which is 22% off from the $60 original price you see there. For a coupon, I have a coupon offer for $32.77, which I think this figure, I think $32.77 is a pretty good price actually. And we actually did, I will be breaking down how much this figure should be worth in tomorrow's video. You're gonna see an actual number of what this should be, okay? And $32.77, according to my calculations, that is a pretty good price for this figure. So if you want this, I'd say it's better to get it now rather than later. Okay, it says here shipper or seller Amazon.com, so it's not being sold by, like, you know, Billy John or Jack Hayes or anybody like that. This is Amazon.com selling this. Okay, then we have this Glorio, who is infamous now on this channel and hopefully other places. $95.27. I'm not buying that, obviously, but this is being released on May 30th, 2026. It says free delivery Monday, June 1st. Okay, so if you do want this Glorio, right, you do want to complete the Daima characters, you're a completionist, whatever the case is, if you want this, $95.27, being sold by Amazon.com. Okay, so there we go with that. All right, as far as DBZ, we have a bunch of figures, of course. First, we have the Shenron being reissued. It says it will be released on January 23rd, 2026, 120, being sold by Amazon.com, as you can see right here. Okay, I think this price is actually pretty decent for this figure, personally. I haven't, like, sat down and done all the math and stuff, but I mean, 120 for this, like, massive dragon figure, I think that is a pretty decent price. So I might get this at some point. I don't know, we'll have to see, but I don't think this is like a complete scam or anything, you know. Then we have this Proud Namekian Piccolo. Now this is a complete scam. All right, the listed price, and this is being sold by Amazon.com. Amazon.com right here, $105.68. Okay, that is completely insane for Proud Namekian Piccolo. Being reissued, it says it will be released on August 14th, 2026. I don't know why the price is so insane. You can almost certainly find this cheaper somewhere else, like, I don't know, eBay, Mercari, Big Bad Toy Store, Toys in the Box, something. Anywhere but this. I've never seen a Proud Namekian Piccolo price this insane before. I don't know why. I mean, it's not like all of the other figures have insanely, like, raised prices either. So I don't know why only some of them have these insanely raised prices, and Proud Namekian Piccolo is one of them. I don't know why. So this is just crazy, but I mean, if you want it from Amazon, you just trust Amazon more than some other person, or you prefer to buy from them or whatever, you can get it. You know, link in the description for all of these, of course. Okay, then we have FRIEZA First Form and the FRIEZA Pod. Now I personally think this figure is pretty cool. Like, I like the look of this figure personally. I think Instamashii did a pretty good job with it, but like, $98? Why? I don't understand why the price is so crazy. This used to be like, I think like $75-$80 was the usual price for this. I don't know why it's now $98 being sold by Amazon.com. It's not even being sold by, like, you know, some random store. So I don't know why the price is so high for this, but yeah, if you want it, I mean, I think it's a good figure, but $98 is completely insane. I don't know why they're charging that. Then we have the Boy from the Future Trunks. You already know, if you've seen previous episodes of this, well, previous installments of this news and stuff, or like other videos, I do not like this figure, particularly because of these hips. I despise those hips. They look abominable to me, especially when they're standing straight up. When they're standing like this, you know, it's not so noticeable, but when they're standing, and that's why they never pose them like that in the promotional images, right? None of the promotional images show you what he looks like with his feet, you know, together. Why would? Because they know it looks horrible. They're not going to show you that. Okay, that looks, no. If this figure had different hips, I'd be like, okay, that's a pretty solid Trunks figure. Not $78 solid, but a solid Trunks figure if it didn't have those abominable hips. Okay, if you want this, if you like it, you like the hips, it is what it is. Of course, you're free to like the hips. All right. 7838, link in the description. It says it'll be released on July 14th, 2026. So you have a bit of time to wait. Being sold by Amazon.com right there. Next, we have the Earth's Strongest Man Krillin. This to me is an excellent Krillin figure. I think it has really great face sculpts. The body proportions are good. It has a Destructo disc. It has the Sensu Bean bag. I think this figure is an excellent figure by itself. Now, as for the price, originally this was $55 basically. Usually that was the price for it. But now it's listed for $65. So there's a $10 increase compared to the usual previous price. I don't know if it's because of tariffs, if it's just greed, I don't know. Being sold by Amazon.com. So yeah, if you want a Krillin figure, I do think, of course, this is a better option than the Goku scalping friend, okay, for $80. But it's still a bit expensive, but it's up to you. I do have this figure already, thankfully, so I don't have to like decide if I want to get it for $65 or not. I already have one. But if you don't have one or you want multiples or whatever, link in the description for that, okay? Then we have Games Begin Goku, a lot of people's favorite Goku. $40, not a bad price for this figure. I think it's a pretty solid price. It'll be released on December 30th, so 4 days from right now. I think it's December 26th right now. Yeah, so yeah, if this figure didn't have the flaps and the gaps, I'd like it quite a bit. I think, you know, I'd be like, all right, this is a pretty cool Goku figure. You know, it doesn't look as good as I think it should though. You know, I think SH Figuarts really should look like you took the manga panel and made it into an action figure, but they don't look like that. I'm gonna break that down in detail in tomorrow's video, okay? Next, we have this Dangerous Pride Vegeta. $38, will be released on June 29th, 2026. I'll say there's a strong chance I'll get this one. There's a very strong chance I'll get this one because I like the body. I like the, you know, 3.0 style. They don't have the hip flaps flying off like jet wings, right? I like that. And the head sculpts though, the head sculpts are really not, they're not great. They're not trash, right? They're not horrible. But they're not going to compete with like some third-party stuff like Recustom. They don't look like they took an animation frame and just made it into a figure. It doesn't look that good, you know? And I think Bandai really should be doing a better job with when they have a name like SH FIGUARTS, okay? These should look like art pieces. They should look like basically the statues they make, but as action figures. You understand? That's what SH Figuarts should look like. But instead they have this kind of like generic plain look to them. We need better. We need better than this. So if I get this figure, I'll probably get the Recustom head sculpts if they're released and stuff and put them on this body instead of this, like, you know, more like generic kind of looking stuff that they make here. Like, they should be making these things look like masterpieces, okay? But $38, pretty good price, I'd say. Very strong chance I'll be getting this personally. Then we have the Awakened Super Saiyan Blood Vegeta, $35, free Prime 2-day shipping. This is currently in stock, of course. This is basically the 2.0 version of this, okay? So if you want to, you know, get a Super Saiyan Vegeta right now, you don't want to wait until, when is this released? Wait until June or July or whatever, because if it's released on June 20th, you might not get it till like, I don't know, June 29th, I mean. You might not get it until like July 1st, July 2nd or something, you know. They say free delivery Tuesday, June 30th, but Amazon doesn't always deliver the stuff exactly when they say they will, right? So if you don't want to wait until June, July, or whatever, you want a Super Saiyan Vegeta right now, this one I think is a pretty solid figure. Not a bad price at all, $35. I personally have this figure as well, so yeah. Next, we have the Kind-Hearted Saiyan Goku, $38. This will be released on July 30th, 2026, according to Amazon here, being sold by Amazon, just like the previous one being sold by Amazon. This, to me, if the final head sculpts, if when this figure is released and I have it in my hand, the head sculpts look like this, I'd be pretty satisfied with it. I'd be like, okay, those look pretty good. They don't look like a Ban Presto statue, right? But they look pretty good for the price. I'd say this is acceptable. This is pretty solid, you know. This would be pretty good to me. But when we saw this figure in physical form, like on display at the Tamashii Nation 2025 event, the head sculpts did not look, well, the head sculpt we saw, that I saw at least, did not look this good. It lost some of the quality. It didn't look, and the hair as well, the hair did not look as good as this either. So I'm hoping the final product looks like this, and not like what I saw at Tamashii Nation 2025. Even the gi was also like a lighter color at that event. It wasn't like the saturated orange. The color looked more similar to Games Begin Goku at that event. So I don't know if they changed the color or they made changes to the figure. I don't know. But if you're advertising this, I want this, okay? I want this Goku. I don't want what you showed at Tamashii Nation. I don't want some lighter gi and all that stuff. I want this hair. This is what you showed me in the images, and I want that as a product, okay? So $38, yeah. Next we have Saiyan Raised on Earth. I have this Goku, of course. I think it's a pretty decent Goku figure. Like, I think it still holds up. I don't think it looks like complete garbage, you know, like you know how some like 1.0 figures look like really trash today, like by today's standards. I think this still holds up pretty well. It's a decent Goku figure, you know, and it's kind of the go-to right now. $38, sold by Amazon. This is, you know, it isn't really like a 2.0 version of this, because this is more based on the Cell Saga and the Buu Saga, and this one is based on the Namek Saga, okay? But if you want a base form Goku right now, you don't want to wait until, what is it, July, August, that kind of time, you can get the Saiyan Raised on Earth, $38 from Amazon. Then we have Imperfect Cell. This one, I would say personally, I think this figure looks perfect. No pun intended, okay? Like, the sculpt of it to me is pretty much flawless. Like, it looks exactly like Cell. Like, I mean, this looks like you took Cell from the anime, shrunk him down, and made him into a figure. It doesn't have that generic kind of look to it, you know. It looks like this is literally just a miniature version of Cell. I will say though, the price is quite high. $78.38 is kind of crazy. I found this on Hobby Model Store's website, and I got it for $61.38 after the shipping and taxes were included with that. So I got it for a really solid price. Amazon, you know, generally like this goes for like 75, 80, that kind of stuff. I have seen it on sale in places like Big Bad Toy Store before for like $50, that kind of stuff too. So I'd kind of wait. If you want to get it from Amazon, I would personally wait a bit to see if it goes on sale at some point, because this figure is not very popular as far as I know. It's not like, you know, a lot of people don't really think it's like, oh, such a great Cell figure, but I do think it's pretty solid. I know people complain about the height, but like, you know, the height of DBZ characters really does fluctuate depending on what manga panel you're looking at, depending on what animation frame you're looking at. It really does fluctuate, okay? But he could be a bit taller. There are third-party like leg extensions you can use. I might get those at some point, possibly, but I didn't feel like I desperately needed them, you know? But this to me is a very excellent looking figure. The sculpt is really great in my opinion, you know? And then last for the DBZ stuff, we have Majin Buu. Now, when I first showed this, I think it was week 1 of this like news recap thing. I think this was, I said like, you know, better to get this sooner rather than later. And then the following week, I mean, this thing is like sold out on Amazon. Like, you cannot get this from Amazon.com directly anymore. You have to get it through like third-party sellers, like Only From Japan or Maybank's Collectibles, Blue Sky Unlimited, that kind of stuff. So to get this directly from Amazon is not possible anymore. Their stock is sold out. It's not listed anymore. So yeah, if you want to get it from someone else, then you do have options, but keep in mind that Amazon.com themselves is not directly selling this right now, okay? All right, as for Dragon Ball Super, we have the Unwavering Saiyan Pride Vegeta, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, $35 being sold by Amazon. I think this is honestly a pretty good figure. Like, I like the look of it. I think the head sculpts are pretty solid. I mean, I think these are some of the best Tamashii has made. They look very similar to the anime in my opinion, or like they have a bit of like artistic life to them more than typical with Tamashii stuff. So I think this is a pretty solid figure. I don't have it. I might get it at some point, but I think it might actually be, it might make more sense to wait until they do like a 3.0 Vegeta, because they might make one like a blue one based on like the Dangerous Pride body, a Daima, that kind of stuff, you know. So, but this is a really cool figure. If you want a Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta right now though, you don't want to wait until some future thing that might not happen anytime soon or at all. $35 free shipping, sold by Amazon. Pretty solid figure in my opinion. Then we have the Full Power Broly. This one is like, I mean, because of the math that I did in the video you'll see tomorrow, this figure is so drastically overpriced that like you're not really gonna believe it. You're gonna be like, there's no way, you're just trolling. I'm really not trolling. This figure is so insanely overpriced, right? But like that's the unfortunate thing. The unfortunate thing is that we have no alternative to Bandai. we have no other option to Bandai. So if you want full power Broly, you have to get it from Bandai. You have to willingly be scammed if you want this figure, right? So I do plan to get this figure, okay? So I am willingly being scammed because I have no other option. There's not even like a third party one or anything, right? So third parties might make this Broly at some point. If they do, that'd be kind of cool if it has a bunch of accessories and stuff. Will I get it if I already have this? I don't know. Guess it depends, you know? Or I could like say buy this, and then if a third party makes a better one, I might sell my official one and get the third party one or something. I don't know. But I mean, the figure itself, I think is a very, very good figure. Like, it's sculpted very well, good detail. Like, I think it's a very solid figure. It doesn't have that, like, it's not quite as good as I think SH FIGUARTS should be, but it's close. It's close. It's closer than a lot of other figures are, you know? And I think it has shading on the body, right? Does it? I don't know. It might not. I don't know. But anyways, $99.99, really high price tag, higher than before. I think before it was like 80, 85, something like that. April 30th it will be released, so some time to wait. If you want to pre-order this, link in the description, okay? Next we have this Super Saiyan Red Goku. The figure looks pretty solid, I'd say. The head sculpts look pretty good. They're not quite what I think they should be, but they do look a lot better than before. But you know, of course, you guys already know, I hate those hip flaps, man. So it has the hip flaps, probably gonna have the gaps, and the cherry on top in this case, it has two face sculpts looking off to the side. It's almost like when Bandai was making this figure, they were like, how can we make him as upset as possible? We need to give it the gaps, we need to give it the flaps, and give it two face sculpts looking off to the side. Okay, so this figure is just, man, if it didn't have those things, I'd be like, yeah, this is a great Goku figure, especially for the price. I mean, $38, that's a very good price. So if you like it, you know, you want it, that kind of stuff, September 15th 2026 is the release date. Link in the description. All right, then we have the the pairing for this, the Super Saiyan Blue Goku. This is being released October 14th 2026 for $38. And this one, just like the previous one, I don't know, I'm just baffled at this point. I'm really baffled. Like, Bandai, do you all like when the face sculpts are looking to the side? Like, is that something that you guys like? Because I don't think I hear a lot of people like saying that they don't like it. You know, I heard, like, I think Big Dino said he doesn't like it really, or like he would prefer, like, if they do that, they include like a looking forward version, like what I said. So I agree with him on that point. But like, as far as the wider, you know, collectors, do you guys like this when it's looking to the side? Like, how do you feel about that? Because I really don't like it. I don't mind it in of itself if they also included a looking forward version. Okay, so you can give me a teeth grid looking to the side, but you must also give me a teeth grid looking forward. Okay, you can't give me only looking to the side. Like, I don't like that at all. I don't know why they're like, it seems they're really like ramping up on it too, because I mean, this one has 2 out of 4 face sculpts looking to the side, and this one has the same thing. So it looks like Bandai is really doubling down on that, you know? And I'm like, why are you doubling down on that? Because it really limits your posability. Like, you can only pose them to the side, and it's like there are just so many more poses. There are so many more posing options with the eyes looking forward than with the eyes looking to the side. So you're really very limited when they have the eyes looking to the side like this. Really very limiting. It's very, very limiting. I don't know why they're doubling down on that. Okay, so this one, $38, same price as the other one, October 14th, link in the description if you want it. Then finally we have this GT Kid Goku, $48.54. As I said last week, this little thing should not be $50. This should be like $30, $40, okay? Or probably not even 40. This little thing should not be $50, okay? I do have this figure, but I got it for, I think I got it for a pretty decent price somewhere else. So I was like, let me get this before it like sells out and people start scalping it like crazy. So yeah, sold by Amazon. This is available right now, $48.54. If you like it, you want it, you know, link in the description, okay? Okay, now we move on to the third-party stuff. For figures that I show you on like AliExpress or whatever, I'm only going to show you stores that I've personally used, and I'll leave links in the description, okay? So first we have the DF 3.0 Vegito. This honestly to me looks pretty good. The price is $71 basically, but I mean, you get a lot of stuff with this. Like, you get, it's stacked to the gills. I mean, this might be the most accessories that a Dragon Ball figure has ever included. I mean, you get 2 base form head sculpts, 2 Super Saiyan head sculpts, 2 Super Saiyan blue head sculpts. You get like 57 hands. Like, you get a bunch of hands, man. You get a bunch of effect pieces. You get his hand holding boost, antenna or whatever. Like, you get a lot of stuff with this. So if this does actually release, then there's a strong chance that I will personally get this. Okay, Treasure Toys has this for $71.69 right now if you want to pre-order. I will say though, I personally would wait for pre-ordering until we at least see a physical figure in somebody's hand. Okay, whether their hand is in China or America, doesn't matter. Somebody's hand must be holding a real action figure first, okay, for me to pre-order in most cases, I would say. So I'd say wait for that, but if you want to pre-order it now, you can go ahead and do that. Link in the description, okay? Then we have, oh, this is from Kang. So let me see though, this is a saying welcome deal. Hold on, let me refresh. The welcome deals are always so much lower than what you like see when you log in, right? All right, so yeah, so the regular price for this from Kang is $71.23. From Treasure Toys is $71.69, so very minimal difference in price, but Kang is slightly cheaper, okay? Then we have DFs like Goku and Gohan, basically a clone of the like SDCC 2020, was that 2024? I think that's the SDCC 2024 Goku and Gohan, but they did add like an extra, I think they have this is a second Gohan body, right? Like a second Gohan body, and it has the like, I think these head sculpts are from the Raditz figure, so you get more than the original. So very strong chance I will be getting this. I would like to probably use these for like, you know, manga covers or something, so that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, so Kang Treasure Toys has these for $67.45. Let's see what Kang has. $67.92. So in this case, Treasure Toys is slightly cheaper. Okay, it says right here ships around Christmas. Whether that will actually happen, I couldn't tell you, but they do at least have the physical figures there, all the products, you know, shown and stuff. So this seems to be pretty far along. I think the Christmas shipping, well, then again, I mean, Christmas just passed like yesterday, so I haven't heard about it shipping yet, but they said around Christmas. They didn't say shipping on Christmas. Okay, so let's see, give it a few more days and see if they, you know, actually pull through with that. I don't know, but yeah, this looks pretty solid to me. I will probably get this. There's a very strong chance. Okay, then we have the DF Gogeta Super Saiyan Blue, and it includes a Super Saiyan head sculpt. This is $61.13 from Treasure Toys. Okay. It says including the bonus, so it has these, you know, accessories here if you want those. Decent price, I would say. You get a lot of accessories right here. Like you get what, 3, 4, you get 5 head sculpts, you get the effect piece right there, you get a bunch of hands, crossed arms. I mean, you know, DF really is stacking the accessories with this one, I'd have to say. So yeah, a fairly decent price, I'd have to say. Treasure Toys, $61.13. Then we have the same from Kang, $63.61. So Treasure Toys is slightly cheaper there. Next we have the Bojack Trunks. Now this one I will say is not really stacked to the gills like how some of the other figures are. You get 2 head sculpts and stuff like that, but you don't get like how this Gogeta, to me, like, I don't know, I feel like this Gogeta has way more. It has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 head sculpts, you know. So this Trunks is not as good value as the Gogeta would be, but it's still cheaper than like Tonsen, you know. I have the Tonsen version, so I don't need this, but if you want a cheaper Bojack Trunks, then this would be pretty much the best option you have right now, I would say. You know, from Treasure Toys, $52.18. Then we have the Fury Awakening Goku. Now this is basically a 2.0 version of the Fighter of Rage that will be released, or, you know, supposed to be released next year. This doesn't look as good. I would say the Fighter of Rage does look better than this, but this is slightly cheaper, $60 basically. Whereas the Fighter of Rage, once you factor in the shipping and taxes, you're probably going to end up paying like $80. So you'd have to decide whether you think the $20 difference is really worth it to you or not. But if you do want this form of Goku right now, you don't want to wait until whenever that one's being released next year or whatever, you can get this right here, okay? Then we have the Marcellus Forever Return from Beyond Goku. As I said before, I think this figure really should be like, you know, the $40 range. Like, it should be comparable to like the quote-unquote budget figures, because that's really what it is, you know. But I mean, it does have, of course, this extra head sculpt, but that's not crazy accessories, you know. So this is my personal favorite current, like this kind of Goku body. I prefer this to the Games Begin body, as far as it doesn't have the hip flaps, doesn't have the gaps, you know, that kind of stuff. So I do have this. I might think about getting another one at some point to put like a Super Saiyan 3 head sculpt on it, but I only have one right now. So $55.93 from Treasure Toys. And then we have the blue Vegito from DF as well. Treasure Toys has this for $56.31, and I mean, you get a bunch of stuff with this. Yeah, you get a bunch of face sculpts. You get this big aura effect piece. You get this effect piece. You get that effect piece. You get crossed arms. So this one is pretty good value, I'd say. So $56.31 from Treasure Toys if you want this one. Of course, the new DF Vegito, if it does release, this one over here, is gonna make that, is just gonna mollywop that one, right? So if you want to wait, I would probably wait for this one instead, but that one doesn't have the aura effect piece. So if you want the aura effect piece, this would probably be something you would want, you know. Next we have Tonsen. Okay, so the Tonsen Gogeta, only the Super Saiyan version is in stock from what I can see. I haven't seen the blue version being sold by any of the like sellers that I've used before on AliExpress, or the ones that I've used after tariffs started, you know. So Treasure Toys has the Super Saiyan Gogeta here, $77.75, quite a high price, but I mean, once again, you do get a bunch of stuff with this. You get pretty much stacked with accessories, you know. And they have these little vests, which to me, like, I would want these. I'd probably want this yellow one and the orange one if they were a bit cheaper. If these were like $20, I would have probably gotten two of these, but for $27, $30 for a little vest, I don't know, that seems a bit much to me. So I probably won't get these for this price. Hopefully at some point AliExpress has some sale where I'm like, okay, got a discount on this or whatever. I don't know. I would like to have these, but not for $30. I think that's a bit much, you know. But if you want these, Treasure Toys has this for $77.75, and the vests are $27.26 each. And for some reason, Treasure Toys has two links to the same figure, but they have different prices. Like, this one is $78.35, and this one is $77.75. So I don't know why they have two links for the same figure, or two listings for the same figure, but the prices are slightly different. Okay, then we have the Tonsen trunks, like the first versions. I think these are the 05A, 05B. These are being reissued next year. They're pretty far along from what I can tell. This figure does look good. You do get a bunch of accessories. You can see right here, you get a bunch of stuff included with this thing. But I already have the Bojack version, and the only main difference in the body here is that these ones have the watch on the wrist. So I can't really justify buying this personally just for a watch on the wrist, and maybe, you know, just for the head sculpts, which I would want, the short-haired version. So I'm probably not going to get this, but I do think it's a pretty good figure. And the price is high, but you do get a bunch of stuff with it, to be fair. Okay. And this was posted by Kang on their Instagram. They posted, like, you know, some progress images of the trunks, and it's like coming along very well. Okay, they said 05A, 05B Toranksu will be shipped at the end of the month or early next month. Okay, so that's what they said as far as that goes. Then we have the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. This is listed by Kang, $80.34. High price, but I mean, you do get a bunch of stuff, as I've said many times with this third-party stuff. You get Big Bang Kamehameha, you get this, you get, I think the tail, I think this straight tail is actually a bendable tail, so it'll be very interesting to see how that one works. You get the little confetti thing, you know, so you do get a bunch of stuff with it. I do think it's slightly too high, but not like completely insane, you know what I mean? And I know a lot of people like think it should be more muscular. Also, the vest is a bit of a controversial thing. I think the vest is actually not accurate to GT at all, either version, you know, because the vest in GT, from what I could see, was darker than that. The yellow orange was darker than that, but lighter than this. So it actually should be somewhere in between the two of them. As far as the muscles go, like how, you know, muscular he is, how buff he is, I don't really have much of an issue with his size, but I can understand and I can see the validity in saying that he should be a bit larger, right? This is Kang 8034, and then Treasure Toys has him for 79.81. So Treasure Toys is slightly cheaper. Okay. Next we have ZT Studio. So the ZT Studio Broly 132, really too high in my opinion. I think this figure should probably be about 70 to 80, and that's without me sitting down to do the actual math, right? I just guess the price there. It probably should be even lower than that. Although, to be fair, like, I don't know, like, you know, how much of this was... They're not like a big company, so I mean, typically a smaller company charges more for things because they're not gonna print like a, you know, 10,000 like a big like Bandai would, you know. So I can understand that to some level. I have heard though, like on Reddit and stuff, that people have been having a lot of QC issues with this figure. So people are kind of upset that the price is so high and yet you have a bunch of issues that you have to fix and stuff, you know. So I don't personally plan to get this unless it's like on sale for like, I don't know, $70 or something at some point. But as far as right now, I already have the DF1 and 130 is just completely crazy to me. So yeah, I'm probably not getting this one, right? Then they posted an update on their Instagram of their Super Saiyan 4. Okay, so this is what that is looking like in this image here. It says ZT Studio Super Saiyan 4 Broly is currently testing models and the shipping time will probably be at the end of January, so please stay tuned. Then Hobby Model Store posted this. It says new project Broly by ZT, and this looks really good. I can't lie, this looks really good. I'm not really into like, you know, What If or Dragon Ball Heroes or whatever other like kind of what if stuff, you know. I only really collect like stuff you saw in the anime, stuff you see in the manga, the movies, okay. But this does look very cool to me. I'd say honestly, I don't really usually like any Super Saiyan 4 designs except for Goku and Gogeta. Even Vegeta Super Saiyan 4 I don't think looks that cool personally, but this Super Saiyan 4 Broly, I've never really liked how Super Saiyan 4 Broly looked before, but I think their like version of it looks actually kind of cool. But I don't collect what if stuff really, so I don't really have much of a reason to get this. But if you want Super Saiyan 4 Broly, this is probably going to look pretty cool in my opinion. And then this is another image like showing, you know, like punching effects and all that kind of stuff. So it looks pretty good, and the articulation, it can kick pretty well from that image there. So I think this is looking pretty cool. All right, next we have this LS Studio Moro. Now I won't lie, I really do like the look of this figure, and when I posted like saying that I was fighting myself to not get it, I was like I was not even kidding. Like I really was like trying to tell myself, you don't need it, you don't need it, you don't need it. Like I really like the look of this, but I don't need it right now, you know. It's not like I'm planning to make like Dragon Ball Super manga covers or something right now. So like, I don't know, I'm probably not gonna get it, but I do like the look of it. The price is a bit up there, $77.16, free shipping, but you do get a bunch of stuff. You get 3 head sculpts, get this effect piece, that effect piece, a damaged arm, like 6 face sculpts, it seems, another effect piece over here, a bunch of hands. So I mean, you get quite a bit, you know. I don't think it's like a complete ripoff or anything. I think this is actually probably a fairly appropriately priced figure, and this includes the shipping, so it's coming from China, you know. I guess it's okay, right? I'm not that, you know, I don't have much of a problem with the price personally. It could be a bit cheaper, but it's not that bad. And also, like, I know that they're not mass producing these in the same way that Bandai does. Of course, the more you make of something, as far as like factory goes, the cheaper each unit would be, right? So that's to be considered as well. But if you want this, Treasure Toys in the link, $77.16 right there. Now for Black Hole Toys, there is a rumor, a Courier News posted this, and they said Black Hole Toys dissolving, and few of its designer leads plans to work individually with Chinese factories that has ties to other customizers. No code product updates for Super Saiyan 4 variants, Black or White, and Zycor. And I can't tell what this says. Yeah, that's kind of blocked out there. But yeah, so there's a rumor that Black Hole Toys is dissolving. I mean, they canceled a bunch of stuff, so it would make sense. And there's also something else they're working on that might make that rumor, you know, come true. Okay, so anyways, next thing Courier News posted here BHT is not associated with DF. If anyone is going to ask if it's due to DF, it is likely due to its inside company issues. After the render modelings of Z Armor Goku and future Gohan, full sets canceled due to break of contract by BHT and the employee that worked on the renders with few, unfortunately. Okay, so they're saying like Black Hole Toys dissolving is not related to DF in any way. It's more so probably related to the whole like controversy with them not paying the sculptor or the 3D modeler or whatever the case was, right? And then now we have this. So this is a kind of controversial situation, I guess you could say. This looks pretty good, I would say. But one of the head sculpts right here, if you notice right there, the symbol on his forehead is of course widely associated with World War II in the Western world. Okay, so a lot of people are like, why is that on there? What's going on? That kind of stuff. I personally do think Black Hole Toys should remove that and not release it with that on there, okay? Because, I mean, yes, I'm aware that this symbol is used in Asian cultures in places like India and Nepal for different reasons that have nothing to do with World War II. However, as a business trying to sell a product to a Western market, you have to consider and be aware of the fact that that symbol is heavily condemned in the Western world. When people see that, they're going to be like just completely baffled as to why your product has that on it. Okay, not everyone has studied history, not everyone has studied world culture and knows all this detail about, you know, the origins of it or other uses of it. Okay, you can't expect the average consumer to know all that kind of stuff. Okay, so I do think Black Hole Toys should remove that, change that, whatever. I've not heard about any statement from them or them addressing it or anything like that. If they do say something about it, you know, I'll let you all know. But as of right now, they plan to release this. It is called Albus Pact, and this is based on like a fan-made animation called Anime War, I believe. It was made by Mastar Media like years ago, and as far as I know, like he got told to take that down. Like I think Toei or whoever, some kind of like Japanese company or something like that, like told him to take it down or whatever, and he did. So now you can't really watch it on his channel. You can watch it on like random people that reposted and stuff, but at least last that I checked. But recently, it seems that he started Anime War Part 2 or something like that. So I'm really confused as to why he's doing that. Was he given permission or something? Was it, you know, deemed to be transformative work in copyright law? You know, I don't know. I'm very surprised that he's continuing that series. I mean, I plan to watch, you know, and see what he makes. But yeah, so let's see if, you know, will he get into trouble again? Or I mean, he didn't get into like, he said he didn't get into like trouble. He just got told to take it down, you know? So yeah, I don't know why he's making it, continuing it. But anyways, Albus Pact by BH, soon in stock. Hobby Model Store posted this. I mean, I like the look of it apart from that one thing. Like I think it looks like high quality. If the actual product looks like these renders, then it should look pretty solid. But you know, like as I said, I don't really collect like what if stuff, that kind of thing, but I will say this does look pretty dang cool. I might think about, I don't know, animating an Anime War. But then again, didn't Anime War have some like, you know, like made up villain or something? Yeah, I'd have to look into it again. I don't know, but it looks pretty cool. I just think they should remove that part. Like that, you really don't want to release that to a Western market. All right. Next we have, so the Black Hole Toys Majin Vegetas. Of course I reviewed this. I think it was version B, the battle damage version B on my channel. So I like this figure a lot, you know. It's not like perfect, of course, but I think it is like the best Majin Vegeta option you have right now. The Tonsen head sculpts, to me the Tonsen head sculpts look better specifically for when Vegeta destroys the World Tournament. But apart from that, I think this looks more like Vegeta. It resembles Vegeta more in other scenes, in my opinion, you know. But yeah, so $52.50 free shipping, not a bad price. I personally like this figure. I have the blue normal version and the blue battle damage version, but I don't have any of the black clothing ones. The only reason I would want one of them probably is for the hair, because it has that like matte, paler, like more whitish hair, which I really prefer. But I can't really bring myself to buy a third Majin Vegeta just for the hair. Okay, so yeah. Let me see. Yeah, so Kang has those Vegeta, well, some of them for, let's see, $52.50. Treasure Toys $55.72. So it depends on the version. The price changes depending on the version you want. But yeah, these are pretty solid figures in my opinion. If Black Hole Toys really does dissolve and is just not around anymore, these might skyrocket in price once they sell out, because the company will be like no longer in existence, basically, you know. Here we have also the Black Hole Toys Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I don't have this. I have the DF version, because the DF version actually increased the height, so that was kind of cool. And it also included like a Super Saiyan Kid Goku GT head sculpt, which I really liked. This one, I think Black Hole Toys later released another one where they improved the height, but I don't think this one improves the height. But it's still like a decent figure, you know. And they have the, like, is this Dragon Ball Heroes? I think it's Dragon Ball Heroes, the Time Jumper one and the regular one. These are from Treasure Toys. Okay, if you want them, link in the description, of course. Now we have Air Studio. So Kang posted this 2 days ago. It says that the HM Air, like, you know, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan head sculpts, and I believe also this battle damaged body thing. It says HM Air Super Saiyan 2 Little Gohan will be shipped early next month. So yeah, early next month, early January, according to Kang. Will that actually happen? I don't know. I pre-ordered this on 5K Toys probably like about a year ago, or more than a year ago at this point. I think it was more than a year. I think it was November last year when I pre-ordered this. I pre-ordered the matte, let me see. I pre-ordered this version from 5K Toys, right? And I emailed them. They told me they don't have any update yet. That was a while ago I emailed them though. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. Will we actually get this anytime soon? I couldn't tell you. Okay, so I don't know. But these look really good. Of course, I really do like these. And I do like, I got the Super Saiyan 2 version and the base form version. I got all the face sculpts for the base form one. But Kang right here has this listed. Let's see the price, 56. Yeah, the price really depends on which version you want. 56.76 free shipping. To me, that is quite high. I think Treasure Toys had a better price, didn't they? Let me see. Is their price better? A little bit better. 50.39 free shipping. Slightly better than Kang is, right? So if you want these, link in the description. 5K Toys, I mean, those pre-orders are long since sold out, so you can't pre-order it there anymore. If they have extra stock, then I guess you could buy it there. But as far as pre-ordering right now, I think AliExpress is probably the only option. I didn't even see this on Hobby Model Store's website, so yeah. Here we have Vitoforge, and they're making Goku Black and Gohan Black. And I wasn't originally like very, you know, impressed with these or really wanted them very much. Like, this is kind of weird. Like, hold on. Like with these, this was kind of weird. Like, why were the hands so dark? It looked kind of strange, right? But honestly, they recently showed some images on Instagram, and it's kind of making me want to get this. The price is not bad at all. I mean, but then again, I'm wondering what is the difference between this here and this. Like, does this include a head sculpt, or is this just a body? Because if you want a head sculpt, it seems you got to get this, or is this just a windswept hair sculpt? I don't know. You see, I'm not sure what is included with what. Okay, so this right here, $61.93 free shipping. If this has a head sculpt with it, then that's not a bad price at all, right? You get this like scythe and these energy effects and stuff. That's pretty cool. And this from Treasure Toys. And then here we see some images. This looks honestly pretty dang good. Like, I'm really liking the look of that. I'm liking how like it has that kind of sharpness. It has that kind of like anime feel to it. There's another image here. That's a Gohan Black, Goku Black, Goku Black. Yeah, so this looks pretty dang cool. I might want to get this depending on what you get for like 60 whatever dollars, you know. If I gotta pay $75 just to get the head sculpt, I might pass on that, because that's just kind of crazy. So yeah, it says VF, Vitoforge's biggest releases are almost at completion. Showcase of a mold, paint, and sculpt completion of the head sculpt, plus windy hair completion for both sets. Vitoforge Ints will be announcing soon the release date and production completion, with more scheduled stock for stores. For pre-order links, please check our story and newsroom and all that kind of stuff. Okay. And then this is also Vitoforge, I believe. This is a Zamasu that they're working on. So they're making Goku Black, Gohan Black, and Zamasu. I haven't seen any pre-orders for Zamasu personally, but this looks kind of cool. When it said 4.0 Shin, I was hoping it was a Supreme Kai. So can someone please make a Supreme Kai that's not like $75 for 3 inches tall? Can someone please make that and give it DBZ colors? Can someone please make that? Please, someone. Let's continue. MP model. So MP model has these Vegitos, and I will say this is probably Based on the current product we've seen, it hasn't released yet, so we can't say for sure. But based on what we've seen so far, I think this is the like best looking Vegito ever. It even has like a soft torso piece and stuff, and it doesn't have those big hip flap jet wings going on. It has like the 3.0 kind of hips, you know. So this looks really good, but the price is quite high. $84 free shipping, right? That's kind of high. So if DF does release theirs, which has like 15 head sculpts or whatever, I might get this instead. Like, even though this one will probably mop the floor with DF as far as the sculpt goes, the value for your money with DF would mop the floor with this in that regard. So I'll probably get the DF instead if it actually releases. And if this actually releases, I don't know if this will even release, right? And MP Model is also making some like head sculpts for the ZT Broly. Now, I don't really know why you would need these. I think the ZT Broly head sculpts look pretty solid already. So I don't think this is like a desperate necessity, but I guess it depends on your preference. Like, if you prefer this, you think the sculpt is better, you prefer the art style of this, I don't know. And then there's a green version as well, but I don't think these are like up for pre-order yet. At least I couldn't find any pre-orders personally, but they look pretty good. You know, they look pretty good. Now we have N and T, or Nan and T, or ENC. I think this is ENC. They changed their name, right? They have these future Gohan kits, $34.90 free shipping, pretty solid price in my opinion. And these don't look the best, right? These images don't look the best, but on Instagram, Hobby Model Store posted these, and these look way better than this. So I'm hoping that they have improved them, and when they release the actual product, it'll look like this. Because if it looks like this, I'll be like, okay, yeah, I probably want to get those. You know, these look pretty solid. And there are, I believe, 4 different versions. So this is the first version, second one, third one, fourth one. Okay, so these look pretty good. I do like the look of these personally. So NT is also making some like torso pieces for Games Begin Goku. Courier News said, NT, next project is a clothing piece for the Wukong hero, basically Games Begin Goku. NT1 regular with sticker, NT2 battle damage half, NT3 regular without sticker, NT4 battle damage full. Each has its different belt and clothing with or without stickers, resemblance manga, torn fully and torn side damage, and normal with sticker or non-sticker. The materials are soft, rubbery for placement on figure. It is said to be released in Q1 2026. Okay, and they mentioned pre-order links, the newsroom, and all that kind of stuff. So this looks, I mean, it looks cool to me. You know, like, I don't know if I want this because, I mean, you know my controversy with Games Begin Goku. You know how I feel about that figure. But yeah, I mean, if you like it, you want these, they look pretty cool to me, you know, but we haven't seen the final product, so couldn't tell you. Then they have this like Super Saiyan, basically it's a kind of like a legendary Super Saiyan Goku, okay? They have like this manga colored version and the anime colored version. Big Dino Reviews reviewed this recently, and I mean, it looked pretty good to me. The face sculpts don't look like as good as they should, but it's for the price, you know, you can't really complain too much for the price. I like the anime colors, that's for sure, and I like that they included the like windswept hair sculpt. I haven't seen this up on either Kang or Treasure Toys, but Living Looks has this, but I've never used Living Looks, I don't think, either before tariffs or after tariffs. So if you want to get it from them, that's up to you, but I have not used them, so I don't know how reliable they are regarding the tariffs and stuff. I could not tell you, okay? But they say here, in stock, 24-hour shipping. Now we have TK Custom, okay? Kang posted this on their Instagram. TK Studio, TK Broly will be shipping at the end of the month, so the end of December, they're saying. And these look pretty good. Like, I like these, definitely. But, you know, for the price I usually see them going for, it's like, I already have a Broly, and then I got to pay like, what, $40 or $50 for some hands and some head sculpts. You know, I just don't know about it. I don't know. If you want it, I'll leave a link in the description. Because let's see, so Kang has this here, 5301 free shipping, right? Kind of high in my opinion, but you know, it is what it is if you want it. Has crossed arms, pointing hand, 5 face sculpts and 2 different hair sculpts. I think I think one of the hair sculpts is matte and the other is shiny. I'm not sure. I will say though, Treasure Toys has this for $44.90 with free shipping, which is a much better price than Kang does. Kang is like, yeah, Kang is like wilding out. So if you do want this, I'd probably recommend going with Treasure Toys instead, $44.90. But of course, with these kind of stores, you don't know that they're going to keep it at $44.90, right? They might raise the price next week or something. I don't know. But right now it says $44.90 free shipping. And for $44.90, it might make me think about it, but still, I don't know. Not sure. Now we have GK Studios. GK Studios, I don't think I've ever heard of them before, but Courier News posted this and it says, GK Jin newest teaser is a battle damage clothing pieces for Games Begin, including connectivity torso for the battle damage, upper clothing plastic piece. The last photos demonstrate how it fits on the Games Begin mold body, showcasing more range and detail in model and test modeling after print in the photos. Full complete design with paint demonstration on Games Begin. For now, a release date hasn't been mentioned. We will provide pre-order links in our newsroom when GK Studios sends to us in the Chinese chats. Thank you for your patience. So yeah, I mean, the torso piece looks good. You know how I feel about this figure, but if you want it, you like it, it's not up for pre-order yet, I don't think. So yeah, all we have is basically just a report that it's like being made. Now we have GM Studio, and this one I feel kind of strongly about. So when I first heard that someone was like making a clone of the, Kong Studios Broly's, as far as I remember, I was told that they were basically going to be more affordable versions, like cheaper, so you could get a better value for it and stuff like that. But this is $83.66 with free shipping. $83.66. And this is a bootleg of a bootleg. This is a bootleg of a bootleg. $83.66. Is this this is affordable? This is, I don't understand that. I don't understand the price at all. I don't understand the price at all. I thought this was supposed to be like a great deal or whatever. $83.66. Well, and currently the original Broly being sold by Kang is $150. I don't think this thing was $150 originally, right? Like, wasn't it like $80 something originally? No, it's $150. So you see, like, even these online stores, AliExpress stores and stuff. I mean, it's crazy, man. Like, scalping culture has grown to such a degree. Like, you can't even like say go on AliExpress, right? Find a figure that's supposed to be $80 for $80, right? If the figure is very popular, it sells more, they're going to raise the price. You know what I mean? Like, I really miss when you could rely on a store, you could rely on a retailer to give you a certain price. It's like the price of the figure is $80 and it'll remain $80 until it's gone, like I miss those days. I feel like even Amazon is really starting the scalping thing, it seems, because I've heard about their dynamic pricing or whatever, you know what I mean? So I don't know, but yeah, a bootleg of a bootleg should not be $83. That's just crazy. Okay, just crazy, man. But if you really want the Kong Broly, basically, I've not seen any reviews of this, so I don't know like if the QC's okay or whatever. I couldn't tell you. All right, but links in the description if you want this. I would not personally buy that. It's literally a bootleg of a bootleg, man. Finally, we have Red Leaf Studio. So Zealous Zenkai seems to be their kind of like communication person, and they posted on their Instagram story saying, Christmas surprise, full figure will be revealed by big vendor you all know and on this account as well. They mean the Janemba figure. And I mean, like, the Janemba figure, to me, man, I was really hoping they would adjust those hips before release, because as you saw last week, like, it has that huge gap in the side. Man, I was really hoping they would change that. Really was hoping. I'm not sure if I'll get this. I don't know. I think those hips kind of bother me too much. We'll have to see. But yeah, so this should be revealed soon. I mean, Christmas Day has gone and I haven't seen it fully revealed, so I don't know. They said Christmas surprise, but Christmas is, past now, so I don't know when it'll be actually revealed. And they also posted this. It says, for those who have been asking me what happened to the Broly Heads Unrelenting Monster project, they are still coming. The mold has been upgraded. In fact, I will likely have in-hand photos from Red Leaf Studios of the physical product very soon. likely beginning of January. These sets will release before Interdimensional Jester and will be in 2 colors, green and red. I am unsure if Rose will be its own set or a bonus head. So this is my first time seeing this, you know, and I don't want to be, you know, just like super unkind or something. To me, I would say this, it looks like it has kind of like a chibi art style, or like kind of like a Pixar or Disney art style, you know, like if you really look at it there. So I don't know. I would say I personally don't, you know, really want this. I really wish it had a bit of a sharper detail. Like it's really, to me, lacking in many ways. Okay. And like I know the studio, they've said stuff like, oh, they don't care about, you know, hate. And I'm not trying to hate, of course. I'm just trying to say, like, you know, I really wish that it didn't look like a chibi Broly, because it kind of looks like a chibi Broly to me. It has like the puffy cheeks and stuff. It looks very like cartoony and childish almost. So I don't know why they chose to go with that art style. I don't know. I really hope, though, hopefully they can improve this and make it look, just give it sharper features. Just give it sharp. Just all you would have to do is kind of like imitate the official Full Power Broly. Like if you could make Rose versions that look like that, you know, then that would be pretty cool. I think people would really want that. But as far as this goes, with this kind of like puffy cheeks, it looks like a kid Broly. Is it supposed to be a kid Broly? Is it like a child Broly or teen Broly? I don't know. But I would say I don't personally really like the art style of this. It just looks a bit too childish to me. But yeah, guys, so that's it for the Dragon Ball figure recap this week. Subscribe if you want to stay updated. Let me know if you think that this GM studio is just completely insane. It's a bootleg of a bootleg, okay? But anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and bye for now.